So I am Alex Mills. I'm a singer, songwriter, DJ, and producer. So basically just greedy. From the age of like 1 till 7, my mum used to own and run a blues in Leeds, Chapeltown. So for those of you that don't know what a blues is, it's an illegal nightclub that was in our basement. It had a massive, huge sound system, really, really big speakers and a built-in bar. So that would just reverberate, vibrate through the whole house, through the floorboards. So I guess it was kind of baked into the cake from early, and music was always just a massive, huge part of my early family life, really. Well, the first big track that I ever had, I guess it was Something Special on Hot Creations.
Something special, sexy, wonderful. Something special, sexy, wonderful. Something special, sexy, wonderful. Something special, sexy, wonderful.
It was just a really seminal track at the time. It kind of came about when house had a real big resurgence, so it just popped off. It still gets played a lot today, but nobody really knew that it was me on the track. So I guess my first really big one was my sister introduced me to Hot Since 82, and I worked on a couple of tracks for his album. I've actually done like 2 tracks for all of his albums, but the first one was Shadows and Insane I Know.
Ship door, free to break up. Wanna leave, but there's a price to pay.
And also at the same sort of time, I did like Crying Wolf. Worked with Basement Jaxx, Chris Lorenzo, Sonny Fodera was a bit later. But yeah, lots of cool people, Lee Foss, Ilias and Barrientos, Ferric Dawn, the list goes on, but yeah. Would probably be Basement Jaxx. I mean, to be fair actually, I did a track under a pseudonym, Mia Mendez, and they hit me up on my fake Facebook account as Mia Mendez and wanted to do a session. So I'd gone into the session and I did a few sessions with them, and Felix from Basement Jaxx kept calling me Mia. And I was too nervous to tell him that my name's actually Alex Mills. I think we probably did a couple of sessions before I was like, actually, I'm Alex Mills, that was a pseudonym. So yeah, I guess I was the most nervous doing those sessions. Do you know what, actually, I was watching footage back of the first time that I played Warehouse Project. I think the first on stage, and it was a sold out show, so it was for Sonny Fodera, and what was amazing about that is that all the kids were in early, so it was packed really early, and I think it's like 10,000 capacity. It was like just a sea deep of people, and it was sort of the first time that I played in a place so big, and the energy was phenomenal. Just the vibes and just everything about that gig was fantastic. It really sort of set the marker for what an amazing gig should be. So yeah, it was pretty special. You know what, like I really like to be able to kind of dance between those two mediums. There are rules when you're writing more commercial pop led sort of dance music, and I find that really interesting because there are parameters that you need to work within. Some might say, oh, it's easier. It's actually not. It's harder to do that because, you know, to make a song that everybody likes is tough. It's difficult, and you can be a lot more abstract when you're doing an underground track. Like you can basically, if you want to, speak nonsense. You don't even have to make sense. But I guess you can be a bit more interesting when you're doing the more underground stuff. I find that I'm able to be a lot more poetic when I'm doing the more underground stuff, and a lot more free to express. But both of those mediums are fantastic ways for me to express myself, and I'm grateful to be able to do both. One artist that is just stand out from the day that I worked with her, I was just blown away in terms of her as a person. Actually, she's funny, she's talented beyond measure, she's an amazing singer, a phenomenal songwriter. I shouted her out actually I think a couple of years ago on like a Women's Week sort of thing, when you were sort of mentioning women that you think are amazing and gonna smash it. So it's Holly Ra. She just did the track with Prosper this rhythm, and I know we're going to be hearing a lot more from her. She is fantastic. Do you know what? I seen something that Tyler, the creator, said the other day, and he said it brilliantly. And it was not to allow or to stop sort of measuring success by metrics. I know that we're all guilty of it. We all, you know, sort of measure ourselves against one another. And I think that that can really stifle you creatively. And I think that there's a constant regrounding that we have to do to be like, why are you doing this? Why are you making music? Is it because you want to create art? Is it because you want to, you know, have a legacy, or do you want to just stroke your ego and da-da-da? Do you know what I mean? And yes, it is wonderful to get a pat on the head, and I've been lucky to have a few pats on the head, and I'm very grateful for that. But I think, yeah, maybe sort of putting less onus on metrics and more on just the creativity. What's up, guys? My name is Alex Mills. My new single with SL, Give Me Desire, is out now. Go check it out, run it up, tell a friend to tell a friend.